Steve, very good morning to you.
Good morning,
Front
Mike.
pages this morning, The Sun in particular, brilliant. So, Rod, you humiliated my wife, you tubby, bald bully.
Wow.
He's talking about Gregg Wallace. I mean, this is one of the great, celebrity on celebrity attacks.
Isn't it?
Let's not even say that the two are in any way related, because Rod Stewart's obviously a much bigger star than Gregg Wallace, but Gregg Wallace is in a bad way.
He is in a very, very bad way. And yet again, we're in this position, Mike, of the BBC apparently knowing this for years. He was spoken to in 2018.
Right.
And he was told, you know, we've had these allegations, you've got to watch yourself, you can't do what you're doing. But, you know, these stem back 20 years ago, and it would seem that it's kind of ramped up within the last few years.
Yes.
So here we are.
Well, I remember having conversations with people, I don't know about you, but people sort of his name coming up in conversation and like, oh, Gregg Wallace, you know, he's a bit touchy-feely, everybody knows that everybody's got a problem with it, he's not good around women, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we know makeup people who are generally nice with everybody.
Yeah.
But he's the one person that's come up time after time after time, people going, just don't like him.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
He can't control himself. And there's allegations about touchy-feely behaviour. Comments, apparently him walking around naked. I mean, you couldn't make half of this up. So here we are, he's stepped down from MasterChef, but there's two specials due to air over Christmas period. We heard from him last night. Do you want to have a little look at
let's have a look
what
on
he said?
Instagram,
I would like to thank all the people getting in touch, reaching out and showing their support. That's it's good of you. Thank you very much.
It'd be more convincing if he'd done it topless, wouldn't it? Hey? I mean, that's how he normally looks.
Well, the pictures of all the papers, you know,
without a shirt on.
He doesn't look that chubby, to be honest with you. I don't know, maybe that was a barbed comment. Maybe he had a body image issue. I don't know.
He's more chubby than Rod, I suppose.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
The rock god. But, you know, I mean, the guy's an idiot, isn't he? I mean, he had a very successful career. A lot of people said when he became as successful as he did, they didn't quite understand why he became that successful, because he's not really... People in the restaurant business that I talk to say he's not really a chef, he's not really into food that much, you know. Somehow he's given this impression of being, you know, a master chef, but he's not really. Well,
it's a 17-year career, so many other shows apart from that. He's been on all, you know, all the channels, got his own production company. We spoke about this a moment ago. The trouble is, people like this get a god complex and they think they're untouchable. And this is what's happened, and we're hearing it within the BBC. We're hearing this time and time again. People are told you can't speak out, this person's important, that it won't be good for your career. And we get into this situation where it goes on for years, and we find out there's dozens of complaints now. And if it'd been shut down earlier,
and also the BBC again being accused of not dealing with the problem that they knew about, as you say, for at least, you know, 5 or 6 years. And yet he continued to harass women, to make jokes to women. I mean, there'll be some people this morning saying, well, what exactly did he do that was so terrible? Well, I think turning up for work naked is probably not something that anybody would be used to doing.
We don't do that at 5 a.m. here, do we?
We don't.
I mean, not yet.
There's not many people around either, so we probably could get away with it. But no, you don't, do you? I mean, there's certain things that you just don't do. And he's clearly, the man is clearly sort of slightly deranged.
You know, what's next for him? You would imagine that no one would touch him now. I mean, he stepped down from MasterChef. The production company have basically halted everything.
It's a sort of Philip Schofield scenario, isn't it, really, for him?
Exactly.
Speaking of which, actually, we should talk, we've got a minute to go. Martin Frizzell, the guy who was responsible for This Morning, creator of it, really, producer, he's going. He says he's going to spend more time with his wife, who's a lovely woman, and I feel for her because she's not well. But that's the revenge of Philip Schofield, isn't it?
Well, that and Fiona Phillips, I think. I mean, Alison Hammond was in on Virgin Radio yesterday morning, and Chris Evans asked her, and she was very, very emotional about it. Really, she just heard it when she came in to News UK yesterday and said, you know, this is a massive blow. But there have been multiple things leading up to this, and obviously Fiona at the moment is a big story, and you know, sent shockwaves through the team.
Yeah, absolutely. Steve Denyer, thank you very much indeed.